fake Facebook man, posting lies about my life which no one else can. Filters on my face to disguise my age, showing money that I don't have. There's words on my page. Why don't you come and join my team? It's called living the fake Facebook life dream. If they post a pic of me deeply, but it's pizza and burgers for dinner, you know what I mean. A snapshot of vacations that I got no money to take. Send you one of my sports cars, you know that it's a fake. Got my walls loaded up with things that aren't even true. Pretending on Facebook is my thing too. Yeah, 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 yeah.
2,000 friends, which I've never done met. A pic of my lunch is what you gonna get. I had a post of your baby, say it's one darn cute kid. But I lied cause it's ugly, that's called an online fib. I talk about success in my job and the pending promotion, but in reality it's a psych cause I got a demotion.
Only the fake Facebook man, posting lies about my life which no one else can. Filters on my face to disguise my age, showing money that I don't have. There's words on my page. Why don't you come and join my team? It's called living a fake Facebook life dream.
You block me on Facebook without a judge, jury, or trial. I'll be creeping you the next day with a shiny new profile. See a pic of my family? Yeah, we're having a good time. Well, the joke's on you. We have not talked in 8 months or 9. I'll tell you about the weather and the stuff you don't need to know. I'll fake a good illness so the sympathy will grow. I'll ask you to donate to my made-up cause and post selfies on the daily. That ain't breaking no laws. So don't judge the life of the fake Facebook man, pretending to be happy like no one else can. All right, there he is, Mr. Kinsman.
Hello, Mr. KLOMP. Look at that. We're back at it again.
Yes. So we have just an amazing show tonight. Ryan Daly's going to join us later. We have a whole bunch of prizes to give away. Rock on the River, movie passes, hoodies from the Mount Joyce Farmers Market, 2 toques from AIM Recycling. But first and foremost, we have just an amazing guest on right away, Patricia Ballantyne. We really wanted to speak with her again because today is September 30th, National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. And we hope this day carried a lot of weight with a lot of people. But Patricia's really led the awareness piece across this country. And I just can't wait to speak with her and get an update to see how she's doing and what the next steps are.
That's right. She's going to join us from her home province of Saskatchewan. And remember when she started the walk, the count was only at 215, obviously into the multiple thousands now. And yes, Patricia was the one who spearheaded, all the focus on, the Walk of Sorrow, which, she kicked off earlier in the summer, made a trip through Timmins, and now joins us from Saskatchewan tonight to give us an update.
All right. So let me bring her on, Mark.
Let's bring Patricia on.
There she is. Hello,
there
Patricia.
She is.
Hi. How are you?
We are very good. We're Mark and I are so happy to be speaking to you again. We last seen you when you and the Walk of Sorrow team made it through Timmins, and it was an excellent day, and there was a lot of messages that carried a lot of weight with us. But we're very excited to chat with you, especially today. And how are things going? Are you doing well?
Yes, had a good rest, but not really a rest because family life just piled on after we got home. So I had to deal with those things.
Well, yeah, but yes, of course, there's we all definitely recognize that, but I can just imagine, you're on this journey for an incredibly long time. So many communities, wanted to meet yourself and the Walk of Sorrow team. You made an impression everywhere you went.
Mhm.
There must have been, when you got home, you must have had given yourself a pretty good period of rest and reflection.
Oh yeah. It was a lot of reflection. I didn't go anywhere till like maybe a couple days ago when they invited me to go do a walk in Prince Albert. So I thought it was fitting that would be my first walk after this healing walk I did. So I thought it was fitting to start in the place where I had gone to residential school. So yesterday was my first walk since
Oh.
we ended our journey.
Wow, since the entire walk, and the last when we saw you, you were headed toward Ottawa. How was the actual walk when you actually made it to Ottawa? What type of greeting and gathering did you get at the end of the route?
It was actually quite really all mixed emotions on that, eh? We were happy, we were sad, we were like, some of us were angry, but with our family there, it really helped and supported us to finish the walk because we had a couple days, maybe 3 days left before we had to walk in when the family came. So that really helped when the family came up to support and walk us in there. And then when we got to Ottawa, there's tremendous amount of support there. There's over 150 people that showed up, which is a good crowd. And of course, protocols were followed. But it was quite difficult at the last week there with the heat and everything like that. Like, because we were walking in the heat wave, eh?
Oh yeah,
And there was
it was a
barely
warm
any
summer.
shade. Yeah.
You mentioned it because we followed you right through your journey, and especially coming through Timmins. The main goal was to build awareness and help folks understand who may have not understood before what had happened, and what could be the path to help people heal. Were you happy at the end of the walk that to me, you really significantly build awareness in this country? You must have been satisfied of what you and your team did tremendously.
Oh yes, we were all talking about that when we were on our way home. We were saying how surprised we were all were that nobody really heard about it in the communities that we went to, and we were quite happy to hear that they were learning from us and that they were going to continue learning. And with the Nations people, some of them didn't know, so it was good that we ended up in the communities that we did. The Creator took us to those communities for a reason, and I am sure happy that we did end up stopping at some of the communities, even though we could have made it and walked right by, eh?
Yeah, the message of yourself and your team definitely made a long-lasting impact, and Mark and I know well a lot of folks. We're very excited you are joining us tonight, and a lot of people ask questions. What's next for the Walk of Sorrow team? So will there be another walk coming up?
Yes, there is going to be another walk next year.
Okay.
So I'm quite excited about that. So I started fundraising, selling T-shirts to start off with, and then once we can get our nonprofit organization number, because this is not just going to be a one-time thing. This is going to continue until it's like right there, and it's part of history, and it's also celebrated as part of Canadian history. So we're just going to continue on through the years, and we're going to get more elders involved in different communities, and also more youth, so we can get the groups that are being missed out right now, right? So we're going to communities that have population of substance abuse, alcohol abuse, everything like that, and get communities, youth out with us next year. So we're aiming at the youth and the elders next year, so they can both learn together. Because I know elders too need to learn and relearn their spirituality and their culture and their language, and plus they'll be able to help and start talking to the youth about the different things that they went through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a big eye opener. Of course, I've always self-admitted, Mark and I, we grew up white privilege. We weren't taken from our homes. We weren't stripped of our culture. Those things never happened to us. And growing up, as children, we were never taught what happened to the indigenous communities. And then once the story started to be told, it was like, it was heartbreaking. And, Mark and I are like, what can we do to help? Like, how can like someone like Mark and I help make a change? I still don't know. We want to, but we don't really know how to.
Well, there's a lot of ways you can help, just by keeping them, just keeping the awareness out there about residential schools, and anything that would come up, like workshops you may have heard of, just keep those people informed on those. And of course, taking the workshops that you want to take in. There's a lot of workshops out there of First Nations culture and protocols, and that are willing to teach anybody that's wanting to learn. And along with that language and culture learning comes a residential school learning too, So taking anything in cultural, First Nation culture based is a good way of showing that you're willing to learn and willing to talk to us and learn from us.
Mm-hmm. And today we had the unveiling of a new crosswalk here in the city of Timmins. Don't know if you've seen it. If you follow our Facebook page, we posted it earlier this morning. And again, the crosswalk has these 7 feathers on downtown.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we've seen that. Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. And you see that now across the country that they're starting to bring things out like that. I seen that too in I think it was Timmins with their guys' grain bin or mining shaft or something like that. That was all lit up.
Yeah.
So things like that show that the companies and other organizations are in support and like understand and are sympathetic with the First Nations people.
That's right. How does, because so many travesties, hurtful things happen to the Indigenous people, how do people begin to heal?
That's a tough one. Like me, I'm still working on my healing, and it's going to be a lifelong battle. The starting to heal would be just starting to accept the fact that this happened to you as a person, and then being able to talk about it to somebody, even if you're not going to be sharing it publicly, like the way I'm doing it, the way I went about it. But starting to talk about it to somebody is the start of healing. And even if you don't want to talk about it and you're walking with other people or you're participating with their powwows, ceremonies, or even just going to a circle or a gathering at a friendship center, you're starting to come into your community and starting to socialize with them. So you're starting on that healing path. And it takes time, and a lot of time for a lot of people. And it takes baby steps, like I always said, one step at a time. Mm-hmm. So it all depends on whether they want to start. They can start slowly, even just by participating. They don't really necessarily have to come out and start talking about what they experience and that until they're absolutely ready to do it.
Maybe they can reach out to you through your Facebook page and message you directly. Your page obviously going to stay up.
Yeah. I've been talking to different people, residential school survivors, intergenerational survivors, people that didn't know that their grandparents went to school in residential schools. They talked to me and I helped them understand.
Yeah. It's that would happen,
Oh
obviously.
no, I'm cutting out.
Oh, yeah. You only cut out for a minute. It's because Patricia's doing the right thing. She's out enjoying the beautiful outdoors, Mark, while we're inside staring, at
a computer screen
in a dungy basement.
Still, the sun is out where she's at there. So
in Saskatchewan. So if folks want to,
Yeah.
for next year, yeah, I would.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Okay,
Loud
I'll
and clear.
turn my camera off.
Okay, yeah, we're good. So,
Can you hear me?
yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. Next, when the walk of sorrow, when you begin the walk next year, when you begin the walk next year, how can you mention?
I'm actually out in the park here.
Oh, are you able to hear us? Maybe she can't hear us.
I don't know. She's lost.
Yeah, I can hear you, but you keep cutting out.
Okay. My question was, if folks want to get involved in next year's walk, either through participating or donating, you mentioned that you have the T-shirts for sale. Would they is that information on the Walk of Sorrow Facebook page? Oh, she's coming back, Kinsman. Hang on. There we go. There she is.
Well, I think I'm going to have to let you go. I'm cutting out here.
Okay, no problem. Hey, we will we'll go to your Facebook page. We just wanted to know how folks can get involved in next year's Walk of Sorrow, either for donations or participating. Would they go to the Walk of Sorrow Facebook page?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go, Mark. Well,
yes, we have a Facebook page, Instagram still. So if anyone wants to get in touch, they can get in touch.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Patricia.
Thank you, Patricia. All right. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Sorry about that.
Hey, you know what? It was just a pleasure to have you back on the show. We obviously wanted to get an update from the walk to now, and so thankful that you took the time, even in Saskatchewan, to join us on the show this evening for an update.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk to you later. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Patricia is such an amazing person, Mark. Just what she started, one of the people that started this, how big this got in every community. And I always say, I'll say it again, you and I growing up had no idea what happened to the, Indigenous families in our country.
No, crazy.
And we weren't taught that. And, it was hard for us to put ourselves in those shoes because that never happened to us. But then you hear the stories and the fact that, for example, if it happened to the grandparents, it affected the parents and affected the children. It carried on for generations because nothing was settled for them. There was no healing. There was no apologies. It was just like erased, and it was not right. And you could see why resentment carries over and over. But Patricia took that, that resentment people are feeling and built it into a positive walk of awareness. And that takes an amazing person to do that. And that's I'm super proud to have met her, to be she's a role model to me, my friend. And I'm super proud of her. And I'm happy to hear they're going to continue on this journey, because I think next year it's even going to make even a bigger impact. But
a bigger impact. I hope she keeps us up to date on that walk. And again, when the route is laid out, so we'll definitely showcase it on this show so people can tune in and follow her journey. And it's gonna, she's got more planning for next year's walk. So again, if anybody wants to throw donations her way, you can definitely do that by reaching out through her Facebook page.
Yeah. I mean, just, I always tell people like my kids, they go, I don't really understand what happened and why it happened. And I told my older son, imagine your little brother was taken from his home, told not to speak his language, couldn't see his friends, had to cut his hair. And then even worse, those are just the light things: beaten, abused, murdered, not even a proper burial. Imagine that was your own family member. Then this happened, and then people just erase it.
And they just swept it under the rug and said, you know what, let's move on, where,
ignoring
what happened. Yeah.
Janice says, I don't know if someone can heal from this after going through such horrific events. Takes a strong person. 1,000%, an amazing person. And that's why, you know, if you didn't get a chance to see Patricia and her team speak when they were in Timmins last year, if we're lucky enough to have them here again this year, definitely make it out, because there was some amazing words that were said that day. Yeah, so there it is. So hello, Lindsay. Lindsay's an awesome person. She was running all the social media and following Patricia through some of her journey, but a lot of the social media stuff Lindsay was doing. We happened to meet Lindsay, and she's tremendous. So yeah, Instagram Walk of Sorrow, and I believe there is a Facebook page because I'm on that.
Yes, there is the same one they use, the Walk of Sorrow Ontario support group. Yep. That's the one where she still monitors. In fact, Lindsay still posts on that page.
Like Diane's saying, I worked on the reserve for 4 years and heard some stories. Yeah, raped by the priests. Yeah, it's upsetting. Your churches and government need to step up like a million times %. The Roman Catholic Church hasn't apologized yet.
No, not one apology. And you know, the Pope, out of all of them, should have been the one to lay out an apology, and not one apology.
Well, yeah, and man, that's, you know, I grew up Roman Catholic. I'm very disconnected from the Roman Catholic Church right now, but I won't get into that here, mostly because of what's happening now. But that's not the church. You know, I remember love all, treat everyone with kindness. That's what I was taught, and I don't see that as an example of what they did. It just the complete opposite. So it's shameful to be Catholic today. Yeah, because yes,
lots of doubt, and again, no one coming out to say, you know what, hey, we did this, let's let's pay the price, which none of them have. There's not one person who has taken the blame for any of that.
Yeah, right. You know,
Jesse, which is maddening.
Yeah, federal government took today off and paid, and they're the ones that caused this. Very disappointing. So yeah, I've seen some posts that really hit home about, you know, that I understand the intent of the holiday, but are people using the holiday for that intent, and are they just taking it for a paid day off? I don't want to judge everyone in one group, but yeah, I can't imagine what it's like to be in a family that has someone that was in a residential school. How do you heal from that? Like the anger, like how do you get over the anger first? But what Patricia did, you know, once again, is turn this into a positive message. And that's something only a few people can do. So, and that's why she's such an amazing person.
And she was the one who kicked it all off. And, you know, back, you know, when I said when the numbers were only at 215, and obviously, you know, every other residential school that they've dug up since, you know, we're into, you know, 7,000 plus.
Yeah.
There's obviously a lot of finger pointing, but no one coming out and, you know, taking the fall or taking the blame for any of it.
But nonetheless, you know, I'm going to start getting mad here because the Catholic Church is the blame here. And the first step is like, there's a lot of things they're going to need to do to help people heal. But the first step is an apology. How hard is it to make a freaking apology?
Not even a TV. There was no TV coverage. You know, the Pope could have come and done a national, worldwide news conference on it, but no, not one word. And still to this day, to the Vatican, not one word toward what has taken place. And you know, the numbers are into the 7,000s now.
You know, you and I, we always 98% of the time keep a positive spin on everything, and because we're an entertainment show, right? And well, I want to read Janice's comment first. Came across 3 or 4 kids so upset today. They sat there and told story that the grandparents told them about what they went through. So heartbroken. Yes. And this affects the grandkids.
Yes.
You know? It's man. But we always keep things positive. But I'm so angry with the Catholic Church. This like an apology is just a tip of the iceberg, but it should be the first thing that should immediately happen. And I think they're not doing it because they think they're going to be buried in lawsuits, and they should be sued for everything they had.
Well, they should.
Families.
You know what? Start. I've seen comments on online stating, they should now start taxing, the Catholic churches, and and tax them so that the money goes back to the residential school family and the survivors.
Yeah, you're right. And we hear like you see a lot of people, and sometimes First Nations people, that are down on their luck. Whether it's substance abuse problem, mental health problems, and a lot of people are quick to judge, right? Well, just get better, just get a job, you're lazy. Like we've heard these terms, but we are starting to understand that they were born in an environment where their parents or grandparents were treated so horribly, and how can they get past that? How can anyone get past that? And that carries on for generations. So one of the things that opened up my eyes is that don't judge people so quickly, because you don't know what they've been through. How would you and I be today if our parents were treated that way, or our children were treated that way?
You'd be a lot different.
Completely different people. We would be filled with resentment and hurt. And maybe you and I would. Maybe substances are the only things that heal a little bit of pain. And you don't treat everyone with the same blanket, of course. But at the end of the day, you got to really start listening to why these things are happening. And hopefully, I asked Patricia what we can do and learn and build awareness. Yes, I just wish we could do more, my friend.
Wish we could do more, but today, obviously we can't erase anything that's happened in the past. We need to move forward. We need to use today and every September 30th and every day moving forward for truth and reconciliation. And getting the words out there, because people are going to heal when they express their feelings. And again, it's people like Patricia who have opened up the can of worms where people can reach out to her, and they can express their feelings, and maybe that's the step to healing that needs to be done. But again, a lot has to be done on the church side. They need to come out and fess up to what they've done, and take some consequences for it.
All right, so we're always blessed to have her on the show. Now we have another segment that I've been really looking forward to. So we have Mr. Ryan Daly coming on.
Yes,
and of course we want to find out what's been happening with Ryan, and we're going to check in with him. But then right before the end, Kinsman, I'm going to tell you right now, you better get ready, because a lot of people say Mark's the voice of Timmins, and this Kinsman this and Kinsman that. Okay, it's well deserved, my friend. Okay, but there's another guy in the that was
in the works. Yes,
that's Mr. Ryan Daly. So he I got a few questions for you guys, and maybe we'll settle it all tonight. Well, just a couple friendly questions to figure it all. Who's the voice of Timmins? So are you going to be up for that?
I'm going to be up for that.
But let's check in with our friend first. Let me do this. Let's bring Mr. Daly on. There he is.
Hey, can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Look at the microphone.
How's it going, guys?
Good.
Good. How are you?
Good. Kinsman, you looked a little worried when he was talking about that little competition there.
Yeah. No, never worried.
Never surprise in your eyes,
Yeah.
Never worried.
That he's worried maybe this title he's been telling me about is it may slip, but we'll have some fun with it. But how you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on. This is a really cool little program you guys have going, and it seems to have taken off since you guys started. Like, it's awesome. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Let me ask the questions to Daly here, Kinsman. You're getting all rattled already. You're worrying about your crown. So I guess the first thing I want to ask, Rockin' the River is coming up this weekend, and obviously you've played a large role in Rockin' the River. you couldn't make it this time. You must be really missing it.
Yeah, we have a wedding to go to
Okay.
on Saturday. I don't know what
Yeah.
people are doing getting married. I don't think it's very smart of them, but it's just the wedding was booked about a year in advance, and Rock on the River was booked about a month and a half in advance. So
Right.
kind of RSVP'd to that already.
Yeah.
So we can't make it, but it looks amazing this year. And I'm getting serious FOMO right now, watching everything take off and talking with some of the committee members with TFAC, and just oddly kind of missing the stress they're going through right now. You wouldn't think you'd miss stress, but it's something I definitely do miss. The days leading up to the festival, you're not getting a lot of sleep. You're stressing about every little detail, but it's exciting.
Right.
And sound check started tonight. People posting online stating that they don't know who was out there, but the bands have started to roll in. Jamie and I get to shuttle around the Arkells in the morning tomorrow, bring them to the park.
Yeah.
So it's the hype is there. It's so cool seeing a stage set up in Timmins, through the pandemic and not seeing anything. Now seeing, a full-fledged.
So is one of you going to keep the tradition alive and wear a banana costume on stage?
Well, come on, Kinsman. That has to be your job, right?
Well, yes.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I don't even know where the banana costume would be. Who's got that? TFAC's got that?
No, it ended up in the garbage after 1 year.
No, we'll have to buy a new one.
We'll smash the guitar though. Who gets to do the honorary smashing of the guitar? I know.
I'm not sure which one of the guys or girls from TFAC is going to be doing it this year, but that's how they started off every year, with the ceremonial guitar smash. So it's a little incentive for people to go check it out early, and it's a lot harder to smash a guitar than you would think.
Well, that's it. You see it on TV. It's like balsa wood, and it smashes on like two attempts. You put some muscle into year 4, the last year that you were there. It took some mighty might.
It took a couple dozen hits on the stage before the guitar actually broke.
Oh my god! I have a couple rock band guitars here, Kinsman. Maybe if you want to warm up or show those guys how to. For folks that are sort of, they've never been to Rock on the River before, or sort of on the fence this year, what would you say to, like, what are they missing out on?
They're missing out on essentially a good time. Like I'm obviously not nearly as involved as I once was, but judging by the lineup, I know music is a subjective thing, but that really is the biggest concert in Canada is happening in Timmins. As someone who's, radios in the music industry, like I can say that without a doubt, that is the biggest festival in Canada is happening in Timmins this weekend. There hasn't been a festival like this year. It's insane. Right. And you have a chance to be a part of that. And, part of the fun about going to these festivals where maybe 1 or 2 songs, or you only know the one band, is you get to discover the other bands too that you might not know. And if you don't like them, well, that's what the beer tent's for. The more beer you drink, the better they sound.
Well, that's it. There's going to be 50-50 draws. People are going to be lining up for, I know Ray, the Beaver Tail guy from North Bay, he's going to be back with Beaver Tail. So there is other reasons to go. But obviously, when you see people online stating, oh, you know what, I don't know any of these artists, I'm not going to go. What do you say for those people? Like the J, like, if they haven't heard, July Talk or, the JJ Wild, we had JJ Wild on the show this week.
Yeah.
Phenomenal artists. What do you say to people who are, going,
I say they have no stake in the game and they should keep their opinions to themselves.
Well, that's it.
Do you go to Imagine Cinema 6 and comment on their Facebook page when there's no movies you want to see that weekend? Come on.
This Daly Kinsman's a pretty funny guy. Maybe it should be Klomp and Daly. I like Daly live. Daly's talking about the beer tent, and you're talking about, like, I love beaver tails, but I'm thinking beer over food. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe I got a soulmate over there. But
more beer, more food, right? More food, more beer. It goes hand in hand.
What do you miss about Timmins?
Oh man, so much. Like, I would say first probably the chicken burger from Don's Pizzeria. And there's been that big chicken burger craze everywhere, right? Every restaurant's putting out their chicken sandwich. Nothing beats the big ass chicken burger from Don's Pizzeria. I've yet to find something that beats that. Can't get that down here. And like the community for sure. Cool thing about Timmins is it's a little secluded. It's in a bubble, right? You know, biggest city is 4 hours away. You pass in Southern Ontario, you pass a dozen cities within a 4 hours drive, right? And some people look at that as a drawback, but it's kind of a positive where there's so many people who are passionate about their community in Timmins and just go the extra mile to make it a good place to live. So that way they don't have to drive 4 hours down the road, you know? People like TFEC.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and a lot of exciting things are happening in our community. You know, starting with Rock on the River, but there's a lot of things on the go. And when people say there's nothing to do in Timmins, maybe they're not looking too hard. But
yeah,
I find things are moving in the right direction now. Was it difficult to move from the community? It was a professional choice, obviously, but
well, it's a professional choice. And like when I moved away from Timmins 2 years ago, I was moving back to my family. Right. It's very rare you get to work for a radio station in your hometown. And when that opportunity came up, it was kind of very hard to pass up, as much as I grew to love Timmins and recognize it as a home. Like I hadn't been home for Easter in 5 years. Right. And then it was, I can just go see my family on Easter now. This is cool. Right.
Personal ties, personal preferences kind of overweigh, you know. Obviously there was a lot of pros as opposed to the cons, and you still have your foot in Timmins. The odd time you were doing trivia, periodically up here still, so people still talk about it.
River gave me more than a month and a half notice, I would have been there, but they were a little
well, we can blame the government. We can blame the government on that, Daly. It was them giving that grant and saying, here you go. Here's $250,000, but you have to have it spent by the end of October, or else it's gonna.
You don't get it. Yeah,
ridiculous the way the government was dangling that. But kudos to TFEC, Johnny O, Norm, all the entire cast that said, you know what, we're going to take that money. I think the government put those grants out thinking that, okay, we're gonna offer this as a good gesture, and we're going to get it all back because no one's actually going to put a concert together.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's how it was, to be honest. Like,
they're probably looking at Timmins going, "Well, they spent it
in the middle of a pandemic with 2 months notice." Right? It's wild to think of. I stressed out, and we, like, when I was part of TFAC, we had a year to put together the festival. We had a year, and it was still super stressful. I'm expecting every member of the festival and events committee to have no hair this weekend.
Right.
It's all falling out.
They're going to join me, Kinsman. Finally be some bald people around me.
That's it.
Daly's another guy with a nice head of hair. Like every guy I know, and then everyone I know has these. You guys with this hair, man.
Well, when the pandemic started, I couldn't get a haircut, and I figured here's my chance to just let it grow.
Right. I'm always surrounded.
And here it is.
Yeah, I'm not a grub at this point. I couldn't get a haircut.
There you go.
That's all it is.
Okay, so let's settle this one. Let's have a little bit of fun, Kinsman. He's getting all nervous there, Ryan.
I never get nervous.
Now, we're gonna have a little bit of fun because obviously, on a serious note, you guys obviously have had big, major positive impacts on the Timmins community. But I've heard Kinsman, the voice of Timmins. Yeah, I agree. But I really want to find out who, because it's 50-50. Now, I'm bringing in someone asked the questions. He is someone from the same industry as you folks, okay? Daly probably knows him, and Mark knows him. He's going to ask the questions.
Yeah.
And then maybe, I don't know, the audience is going to judge, or I'll judge, but let's bring him in. There he is, Mitch Wilson.
Hello,
Mitch.
Good to be back.
Yeah,
right.
Good to have you back there, Mitchie.
There he is.
I'm still not used to the Zoom broadcasting. I mean, Daly can relate. You got to look people in the eye. That was one of the weirdest things about ever having an MC. Got the mic, but 2,000 people. That's regular radio stuff. But now you're looking at them. It makes it awful.
Yeah, it's, as long as I'm not looking at myself, that's all that matters.
Well, I'm doing that and a webcam right now. How do you even properly eye contact that? But there you go.
And Mitch, you would like, we haven't seen you in a while on the show, but usually your room's bright, and we don't know who's in that
Because
bed.
it was
But not
earlier
a
in
dark
the year.
light.
Yeah, I could open the blinds, but it's just dark out there, dude.
All I say, you didn't meet yourself a nice woman or something, and you're just hiding it. Because you could tell it's a private conversation here. No, you don't want to reveal anything to us. No?
Yeah, don't discredit your listenership, JV. You guys have a good following. It's not private.
I always try and trick Mark into. Okay, so here's the situation, Mitch.
All right.
Yeah.
Kinsman versus Daly. Both, have had a strong impact on Timmins. Okay, so enough of the nice stuff. We know that. We want to find out, who's the real voice of Timmins, who really represents Timmins. Now, Mitch, I know you have some questions to help us figure out this answer, right?
Uh-oh.
For the panel, which is Mark and Ryan. And you'll ask them each a few questions, and we'll figure out who answers it, and we'll crown a champion. Does that sound fair, Mitch?
That absolutely does sound fair. Almost like we planned it ahead of time. So,
Fourth wall, Mitch. Fourth wall.
Yeah, no, I have spontaneously come up with 6 questions about the city of Timmins to see who is the true voice of Timmins. Because we all know it is not Jamie Klump. Ask anyone in town.
It very well could be. Maybe Jamie knows these answers.
We'll see. If he wants to chime in, he will. His wit deciding.
Do we need paper here to write these down, or is this all?
No, just one at a time questions. I'm going to start with Mark. You're in town most, so it only seems fair to ask this question. What is the longest Tim Hortons drive-through line? Is it the Riverside, Brunette and Algonquin, the Double Drive by the Metro, or South Porcupine? Which Tim Hortons is the longest?
That's the longest drive-through. I'm going to say the one at the Metro.
The Metro.
The double drive-through at the Metro.
See, you'd think so, but the Double Drive does make that one go quicker, even though it is tough. Huge respect to all the folks working in the Double Drive. You seen the size of that building? Like,
so is he wrong?
Yeah, he's wrong. It's Burnett. So
yeah, it's not looking good for Kinsman off the bat.
No,
Burnett, longest lines. If I'm wrong, let me check out the comments here. See if people I'm saying I'm wrong. I did research on this, by the way.
Yeah, we put a lot of work into this.
See, there we go. I got every answer.
Mitch just drove by some drive-throughs and was that one's longer than this one right now.
Yeah. Is the hard work paying off?
I got one coffee every 2 hours and I timed it over 7 days. It was a lot of work I put into this show. Okay, Ryan, what is the official bird of Gillies Lake? The official bird of Gillies Lake.
This can go so many ways. I don't know. A duck, sure.
You are wrong. It's a seagull. The seagull is the official bird of Gillies Lake. I dubbed it that 2 years ago when I moved here. So all right.
You named it. It's not official.
I named it. Yeah. No, it's official. I named it. On the airwaves of Timmins, no less. So it's CRTC approved.
Fair enough.
All right.
We're tied.
All right, Mark Kinsman. What is the most requested thing about radio in Timmins? The most requested thing.
The most requested thing in radio?
The most requested thing that people always ask about radio in Timmins.
How much we get paid.
That's a good answer. Good answer. See, everyone's losing here, though, because the answer to that one is a lot more objective. Country music. How often do you hear someone say, I wish I would have asked you that question, especially. There we go. Daly, you've been here. You spent a long time here. What is the worst intersection in Timmins? The worst intersection in Timmins. Again, field researched.
Yeah, but you gotta understand it's been a couple of years, right? So the actual names of the road are a little foggy to me.
You describe it, and I accept that answer.
Like Algonquin, right downtown by the 101 Mall.
Okay. That's the intersection. You got it.
There we go.
Algonquin. Yeah, I would have gotten that one.
You could have put money on like what day of the week there was going to be an accident at that intersection. It was like
maybe every day at like 12 o'clock.
Hey, Mitch.
Oh man, you know what? You caught me rigging the game. I was like, I got to give someone something, right? Because these questions are so obscure. And the whole thing is saying, you know what? I'm being the worst referee in the world. I'm taking it back. Look at these comments here. They're all right. My original answer was Algonquin and Mountjoy, but like that specific part above Algonquin between commercial there, where you got Wilson and Third connecting, and you got the weird stop signs. And also would have gave points for Vimy heading down Vimy past Shea New there. That trying to make a left turn off that. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So it's zero. It's 0 all. I'm taking it back. It's 0 all.
0. Okay.
I've always considered you an equal, Kinsman.
Hey,
These guys. Jamie, you might win.
Well,
It's 0.
All right,
I might win if they don't get any answers. Yeah, someone's got to win.
Mark Kinsman, the most infamous graffiti artist in Timmins, is named what?
Rizzler.
Mark Kinsman's got a point in the board, and I'm not making that one up.
Yeah.
You can't trust me anymore, though. Ryan Daly, to tie it up, I'm outside Radical Gardens. What roads am I on?
Oh, what's with the road question?
You had a sandwich named after you at this restaurant. What roads am I on? Outside of Radical
It was
Gardens.
5th and Spruce.
You know what? I'm cheating for Ryan a bit because these are very specific questions. I'm going to give it to him. You're a couple blocks off. It's Balsam. But, you got 5th. That's a point. Come on. I would have gave you the 5th and whatever. Like, the commercials were so memorable.
You want to know why I got that burger named after? I used to live there, actually, right on that corner, right across from them when I first moved to town. Oh, yeah.
You used to eat there every day.
It was just a hungover walk every Saturday morning to grab breakfast there.
Classic walk of shame. All right, Mitch. So we're tied.
We are tied.
We said 3 questions each. Do you have a tiebreaker for each of them?
Okay. Mark Kinsman.
Here it is.
What is the name of the first man to ever play professional hockey from Timmins?
Oh,
God.
Frank Mahovlich.
Is that actually true? I was trying to stump him.
You didn't know the answer?
No, I didn't. This is the worst. Hey, can we get the chat to fact check this right now? I'm copying a bad, terrible host.
All right.
No. We blew the whole thing because he's actually got an answer. Let's see if the chat can correct this.
Was it Frank Mahovlich? Bill Barelko.
All right. So we're going to have to go at least Daly for the tie. Then you still got to ask the question, Mitch. And I hope you got a doozy.
There we go.
Make it plausible.
Yeah, make it easy.
Ryan Daly.
Yeah.
What is the name of the famous music festival that's about to happen in Timmins? Rock on the blank. What is the blank?
Isn't it Stars and Thunder?
Yeah.
No.
Look at Kinsman's face.
You throw me a change up like that.
See, I even botched the punchline, but you guys are cracking, so it's all right.
Oh man. Okay. So
this is why I don't come on anymore. I just ruined the show, Jamie.
Tie goes to the runner. We can just tie things up here.
You like a nice pleasant tie on this family show.
I mean, if you lost the voice of Timmins to a guy who doesn't live in Timmins,
there's people in the chat actually answering the question. I love you guys.
Not there, Mitch.
I had to give a handicap to Mr. Daly there because he hasn't been here in a couple of years. So.
I wasn't
settled. Ryan got it. It's a win because people were correcting me up here. Alan Stanley I got from Laurie Ball, or Dean Patrice. So I think Yeah, I meant to botch a question and I didn't properly botch it. Imagine that. A double negative.
What else do you have in your questions, or is that all you had?
Oh, yeah, but that's it. You lost. I'm sorry, man.
All right, you know that tattoo you got to go for laser removal surgery starting tomorrow, kid.
All right.
Right on your butt cheek too. A terrible spot to have it on too, pal. No, we love you both. Obviously, all three of you were voices of Timmins.
Yeah, we were.
Kind of.
Oh, you were too, Mitch.
I was like a fill-in.
No, you did an awesome job too, my friend. So I don't know.
I stand by my awesome job as a substitute voice of Timmins.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we definitely want regular check-ins from Daly, of course. We want to keep following you and come back for something. If we can go out for a couple beers.
Yeah, yeah. And hopefully you'll be back for maybe year 6. Are you planning to come back next year if Rock on the River happens?
Oh, 100%.
100% you'll be here?
Yeah, I'd rather not go there in the winter months. So the time frame.
Wait, why?
It's kind of narrowed down right now because we're in October tomorrow and I'm still wearing shorts here. I love it.
Yeah. Are you missing that, Mitch? You're from like down south. Are you missing shorts in December 3rd or what?
I never wear shorts. Grown men don't wear shorts.
Oh, yeah.
My most controversial opinion. I'm kidding.
The best Mitch Timmins comment. We go to that haunted house. That's Mark Lacroix right there.
Yeah, Mark Lacroix. We're heading there in about a week.
Yeah. So you remember the house, hey Ryan? He's been doing that for a while.
Yeah, and isn't it like a food bank fundraiser?
Yeah. So he does it.
One.
So we bring, Mitch walks around with us last year. Mitch turns to me, goes, I can't believe people actually live here. They really love Halloween. I'm like, no, it's a haunted house, man.
You thought it was their actual life daily setup.
Yeah, he's like, people in Timmins are like they really love Halloween, don't they?
It was a blonde moment,
That was the best.
One of those Halloween enthusiasts.
Yeah. February 2nd, he's got that.
I disavow the Antichrist.
Oh, look at this. 2-1 Jays here with the big win.
Nice. They need to win. There's no room for an L with the Jays.
Yeah.
They'll get the job done tonight.
All right, Ryan. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us anytime.
Yeah, no worries, man.
All right, we'll talk to you guys later.
Take care there, Daly. We'll keep you up to date on Rock on the River. Follow us. We'll definitely be posting tons from down there this weekend.
Yeah, enjoy it. And hey, props for this show. Like, this is an awesome, very local, hyper local program you guys put together, and it's obviously being very well received. So good on you guys.
Thank you. Yeah,
awesome. Thank you so much, my man.
That.
See you later, guys. Nice to see you, Mitch.
Yeah.
Nice
cheers. See you, Daly.
All right, there we got to keep Mitch on. So, Mitch, I thought that was a pretty good return. People ask for updates on Mitch Wilson, and there he is.
Is that plural? Share something about just my mom.
So
we have. I'll show you something cool, Mitch. So we have a bunch of prizes to give away tonight. It's prize time, right, Mark?
Yes, it is. We have 4 things to give away. We with AIM Recycling. That's the 4th.
Okay,
right.
So I will. Do you want to save the Rock on the River tickets for last?
Let's do. Let's save the best for last. Well, they're all best prizes, but everybody eyeing for Rock on the River tickets. So let's save them for the end.
So which one do you want to give away first? We have 4 prizes.
Let's give away the Mountjoy Farmers Market hoodie.
Okay. I'm drawing it, pal.
Okay.
Now, what if someone's name comes up twice? Are we saying you can only win once?
I don't know. Well,
shout out. Sorry, I wanted to shout out to Chad Dubino there with the funniest comment of the night.
Like,
hey, can one of you guys with the radio voice do an ad for my show real quick? So I had to scroll up to find it, but
so there it is. Yes,
he won a hoodie. We'll reach out to Barry. We'll get in touch with that hoodie.
Yes, you guys all have those. I felt I could have listened to 3 different radio ads tonight. That should have been the contest there, Mitch.
Who could read a commercial?
Radio. Who can announce? school bus closures the best in 10 seconds.
Well, Jamie, next time we got to do a radio host off.
yeah.
See what can happen. I'm gonna lose naturally because of my deviated septum and naturally nasally voice. Like I can't do Mark Kinsman voice. Like,
No.
well, we're down to the brick, and there is so many mattresses here. It's not.
There's so many. Yeah.
You
There.
can't do it.
Can't do it, man.
Okay, pal. We giving away the 2 toques for AIM Recycling?
AIM Recycling, yeah, we actually have those. He dropped those off today.
Okay.
At Cannabis Jacks.
All right. So
There's 3.
Oh, there's 3. Breaking news. 3. Okay.
Breaking news.
Okay.
3
Barry
toques.
says he's won enough, so we're redrawing the hoodie.
Okay, well, let's redraw the hoodie. Thanks, Barry.
We'll keep this. We'll keep this.
Barry's keeping his name out for Rock on the River tickets.
Janice.
Dude.
And Janice always goes down to the Mountjoy's Farmers Market.
Vickers.
All right,
So that's the hoodie. So we'll drop that off, Janice, for you.
I'm saying this before it gets sticky. You can only win once tonight. Yes or no?
Yes, let's just say that.
Okay, just because
If your name pops up twice and you've won, we'll redraw again.
Okay. So this is for the 3 AIM Recycling
3
tubes.
AIM toques.
Marnie.
Hey, Marnie.
There you go.
Marnie Ferguson. And
Okay.
there we go.
Now we got the 2 movie passes.
Yeah, this is Imagine Cinemas.
My son's standing in front of me saying he wants to use my computer to get off the show. Why don't you come on here and say that? Hey?
For the next hour, KINZ and KLOMP will be streaming Minecraft.
Yeah. Okay, pal. This is for the two movie passes for
Okay, let's fire it up.
You like this new tool, Mitch?
Yeah.
A lot
Pretty
better.
handy.
Than,
Well, it
Lot
made me
easier
feel
than
guilty.
cutting ballots, eh?
Me closing my eyes and pick my name.
I know. I know, right?
Well, Lisa has 2 tickets to Imagine Cinemas. We'll get in touch with you, Lisa.
Yeah.
And I think she knows the drill. She won tickets a few months back. So Lisa, just send us your email. We'll fire you off those the coupons.
No, she said no. LOL. Probably went the Rock on the River, but congratulations. Okay, now these are for 2 Friday night general admission tickets to Rock on the River. So you're gonna go tomorrow night, and you'll have to deal with Kinsman, not Daly.
Arkells,
The Arkells, Pulse of Balls, Beaches, and July Talk.
Yeah.
One of my first concerts was the Arkells. I drove to Peterborough to see them in a really small venue. It's my hipster story. I knew them before they were cool.
They'll be in town tomorrow. People saying they thought they saw them today. Jamie and I are actually on shuttle duty tomorrow with these guys.
Yeah.
Maybe some of them came in today. I don't know.
All right. Kinsman,
ready?
people are waiting. Here's the big one, Mitchie.
Who's going to Rock on the River tomorrow night? To the Arkells, Pulse of Balls.
Wow, this thing does the end tick way too much. It's just
hold on. Now we had Barry. He said he didn't want to win. Draw again. We'll have to ask him.
What are the odds of that?
I know. That's what I said. You can only win once. He didn't give up his other thing. We will have to ask him. In all fairness, please redraw. He says.
He says.
Oh wow! So we're still alive. Okay, we're doing it again.
I criticize this neat tool. It teases people so much when it's doing this.
Slow.
Yeah, it's just slowly. Oh, I won. Oh, I won. It holds it for like a full second each dude.
Janice already won.
And Janice is already a winner.
Yo, this tool is more crooked than my contest organizing.
That is already won. See, that's why I said we had to decide something before. Don't want any controversy. There you go.
Susan.
I was expecting it to be like Barry Gutcher again. You guys are gonna get accused of rigging the game.
Yeah. So
Loaded dice, man.
Susan Welsh Stewart, you got it written down there, Kinsman?
I do, buddy. We'll get in touch with all the winners, and again, we'll find Susan's email because we'll have to email the e-vouchers to her.
Yeah. So we will take care of that after the show. Well, Mitchie, do not be a stranger, my friend. You're welcome.
I won't. And we should get Daly back and then do a radio ad read contest.
Well, let's do it.
I think I'd still lose, but I'd give you a run for your money.
All right. We will. I guess I'll have to judge that one.
Yeah.
It could be like 3 different types. You got like the narrative, the ad read, and then the joke read or something like that. Get creative with it.
Maybe it was a good segment. I think Mark looked legitimately a little worried. He's like, "Hey,
no,
I'm the effing voice of Timmins. No contest stripping that for me." It's okay, kids, man.
Although it is official now, just like the name of the bird of Gillies Lake. I have dubbed it.
He dubbed it. All right, Marky Mark, you got to get to bed. Long day. We got to get up early. We got to
we got to go pick up the Arkells at the airport in the morning. So Rock on the River weekend begins.
Yeah.
That's wicked, guys.
Yeah, it is. So Mark,
Don't embarrass yourself.
Mark, bring everyone coffees. Yeah,
I'll bring coffee. Once again, Mitch, thanks so much for hopping on, and it's great to see you, man. We need to bring you back in there. Sometimes Mitch needs to come back.
Yeah.
Anytime, fellas. Happy to be here. Have a good night.
All right, Mitchie boy. Kinsman, do not spill the coffees on the Arkells tomorrow.
I will not spill the coffees. Well, then again, I can't promise that. It's going to be early. But
Mitch,
we'll see.
We're all doomed.